Hello everyone! Today we're going to show you how to create nice, detailed, realistic grass with Twinmotion. Let's start by showcasing the model itself. So as you can see, we have a very simple yard created from flat plains. The main grass area, the big one, has a border around it. This bold border will help us prevent the grass from spreading outside of the area when we cover it with the scattered 3D grass. And I'll show you why this is important in Twinmotion soon. We also have an area around the stone and tiles which has a 3 cm offset that's needed if you want to do very close-up shots, because even detailed grass can interfere with the stone, which is obviously a 3D asset. So it's important to get a very small offset if you're doing these close-up shots. Other than that, we have an 8 cm border around the stones where we'll be scattering the detailed grass. The last thing which is worth mentioning is that the stones are 3 cm high and so is the pathway. This will create a visual impression that the grass is actually shorter than it really is. You can even extrude the terrain up to 5 cm. However, from my experience, 3 cm is kind of the sweet spot, and it creates a nice, realistic, short lawn. So that's it. Let's jump into Twinmotion and get started. Okay, so here we are in Twinmotion with our model already loaded in, so we can get to work. The first thing we need to do is swap out the materials. We're going to go into Material Type, Ground, Nature, and instead of picking one of the grasses, we're going to pick Grassy Ground. This material is more complex and it has different colors and patterns, so it's a nice base for our 3D grass. Now we're going to select it and just apply it everywhere so the material looks like a seamless area for our 3D grass to lay on top of. Now we can use the Populate tool, Scatter, and we go into the library, select Vegetation, Grasses and Flowers, and we're going to pick the Lawn 01 asset. I'm going to use it several times. The reason for this is simple. It will increase the density of the asset and we'll also be able to add nice color variation to the grass, which we'll see in just a second. We select all the grasses and click on the Scatter tool, and then click in the viewport a couple of times to get a nice density. As you can see, the grass is spreading outside the edges. That's why we use the offset area of 30 centimeters. If we pick a lawn asset and just place it as a single object, you can see the center of the asset is what the scattering tool uses. However, from the center to the edge, there's actually a distance, and that's why if you don't create the offset, the grass will interfere with your geometry. Now we need to select the grasses and add a bit of different color variation to them, so it's not the same green everywhere. We'll select one of the assets, go into Details, and increase dryness to around 75%, and the same for the stripes. Now I'm going to select one more, go into Details, and pick 50% dryness, 50% stripes. And now the last one. I'll go into Details and change the tint to a darker tone. This way we have a nice variety of colors, so it's not exactly the same uniform green everywhere. And we can also see some parts that are kind of brown, so our grassy ground is really working nicely now. Next, we're going to take care of the edges here. So again, we're going to go into the Populate tool, Scatter, and instead of normal grass, we're going to go into the Detailed Grass category and pick the Lawn Borders. Here I'm going to drag it in a few times so I have better control over the variety of colors. So we'll select the first one, go into Details, and same as before, I'm going to add in a little variation. So 60% dryness and 60% stripes. Select all of those, then select the Scatter tool and just click in the viewport a couple times. And then do the same thing on this edge to cover it with grass. And now it's ready. So we have perfect grass, nothing is spilling, and as you can see, the coverage is great. We can still see patches of ground, which is really important to get those realistic looks. And because our stones and pathways are extruded, we can see that the grass has this very short feel, which is nice, as it's still covering all the area and just looks great. So that's it for today. Next time I'll be showing you how to create hedges and flowers around our area. Have a great day and thanks for watching.